Hi, friends. Welcome to Bursts of Brilliance. My name is Phebe Trotman, and I'm super excited that you're joining us today for another Meet the Contributors little episode, if you will. So, if you're watching live, go ahead and drop a one and let us know where you're watching live from. If you're watching the replay, drop a two and let us know where you're watching the replay from. I am super excited to introduce you to Chapter 7 contributors, Dave and Roxanne Obiso, and they are here sharing a little bit of their burst of brilliance. And so, just so you guys know, if you've watched some of the other ones, we're just going to have a quick little chat. I just really want you guys, friends and family, and everyone watching to get to know the people behind the pages. And so first, I want to share a little bit. Dave and Roxanne, they're incredible entrepreneurs. They are online trainers, social media, in the social media space and building an incredible online business and just influencing literally people all over the world. And I was really inspired by their story because it wasn't always, sunshine and roses. There were some challenging times and you guys really had to dig deep. And what I love too about your stories, you guys actually even recorded your tough day. And so for people who haven't seen that, it is in the book. And that touched me so much because it really did inspire me to kind of think back. And the fact that you guys captured that never again moment is so powerful. So thank you guys for taking some time out. Thank you for sharing your story. Your story is just going to bless and inspire so many people and just be touched by it. So let me ask you guys this though. Why did you say yes? When I reached out to you, I'm sharing why I wanted you guys in the book, but what made you say yes to contributing to this book?
Yeah, when you asked us and I heard the topic, I realized that we got to say yes to this because we had many moments in our journey of entrepreneurship that we were this close, but because of books, other people, inspiration, and especially this concept of and never quit on a bad day, which we heard many times in our journey, is like we got to share our story because it could be one person out there that can hear this, that it can help them push to move on to another day, which allow them to be successful, like what happened to us, right? So
Yeah, we feel humbled and actually flattered that you asked us, Phoebe. So thank you so much for including our story because we always believe that stories can inspire and help others. So that's why we're sharing it. We said yes to you
yeah,
right
Well,
thank
away.
you.
thank you. And I feel the same way. It was one of those things where I've been inspired by so many other people through like books and videos and training and in-person sessions. And it was like, I just want to share that with other people because as we know, life has bumps in the roads. And so when we share stories, people know that they're not alone in sometimes those struggles and just to give some tips and ideas on how people can push through. So let me ask you guys this. What are your overall thoughts on the book? So let me just give some backstory a little bit for the people watching. So when I asked the contributors, I didn't tell them who was in it. I simply just reached out to them with the concept of the book. And so they actually didn't even have a chance to see who else was in the book, read any of the other stories until they actually received. Of course, I asked them, to read through their story before and the reflections on resilience. They saw their own section, if you will. However, they didn't see everything until it was basically put together. So what are your overall thoughts on the book?
You want to go first?
Yeah, like when I saw and read the book, I was actually impressed. It was something that I didn't expect that it would come out like this. Of course, the pictures and all that, the stories. I think what I thought about it is it's really genius how you put it all together, different backgrounds of people from all walks of life, entrepreneurs and not and like personal challenges. And I really like what you did, and also the activities that you have. Every chapter is really helpful. Even myself, when I read it and did the activity, it's really empowering and thought provoking. I
Yeah,
think,
it's
yeah,
it's uh it's it's I love how it came out. You're right. I was surprised when I saw
yeah,
the people. To be honest, some of the people that are in here are some of the people that we followed for many years. That
yeah,
are some of the inspiration why we didn't quit on a bad day,
yeah.
right? So we're like, man, what an honor to be in this group of people. And no, thank you. It turned out to be incredible.
Yeah, well, thank you guys. It really came out. It is exciting, and I actually didn't know. I asked you guys all the same questions, and so you just never know what journey. And that's just it speaks to how people our lives are, right? Everyone has tough times in different walks of life and at different stages and whatnot. And so, who do you guys think can benefit from this book now that you've read it? Cover to cover. Who do you think can benefit from reading this type of book?
I
Yeah.
think actually, like, not to be biased, it's actually for everybody, especially those people that have bigger dreams, people that are pursuing their goals. Because like when I shared it in our page as well, not only business owners approach us on how they can order, even my aunt, simple people like career people, ordinary people, that they ask about it and say, hey, how can I purchase that book? And I think it's really interesting to read that book, those stories. So the people that can benefit are those people that have big dreams.
And whoever has bad days can benefit from this.
Yes.
uh, and it's like if you're alive and you're breathing, right, you're bound to have a bad day if you never had one yet. But it can benefit you because the stories are real life stories. And I always tell people, stories move, right? I mean, people want the glory, but they don't know the stories of what really these people went through. And when you
Mhm.
listen to those people, what they went through, you're like, wow, my day is not that bad. So
Yeah.
Oh, totally, right? And one of the things too, I've been telling people, like, a way you can read it, you can absolutely sit down and read it cover to cover. You absolutely can do that. That being said, though, you can really just open it up, pick a chapter and start reading, right? You can read the introduction if you want, just to get some context of, how the vision for this came to be. And then after that, it's like pick a chapter, pick a number,
Mhm.
roll a dice, pick that number and read it and just see, because you can really go in any order and you'll get a story. And what I've been so impressed with the reviews we've received so far is everybody connects in a different way with a different story. And as we know on our journey as entrepreneurs and as people, certain stories and certain lessons will move you in a different way at a different point in your life, right? So when you guys were reading it, other than your own chapter, was there a chapter that jumped out at you, like in terms of the story that connected with you, and why?
Yeah, going back to what you said, I'm not a big reader, to be honest. I'm an audio guy, but it was easy for me
Easy
to
to
read
read.
because I
Easy.
just go from one chapter to another. I just, almost like a very easy read. So, your question for me, what instantly when you asked that question, Simon Chan's story was, really
Yeah.
kind of, I forgot what chapter that was, but I think it's one of the last chapters.
Yeah, chapter 9.
Yeah, he talked about Rich Dad Poor Dad, which triggered her to become an entrepreneur. That's exact same book. That kind of messed me up because my path was like, get good grades, get big, degree, PhD. I was like, wow, there's another way, and he became an entrepreneur, and that's what resonated with me. About you?
Yeah, I think it's the same thing when I read his story, because more on that when you read the book. But he tried to expand the market, and we tried that and we failed, but he didn't fail, he kept pushing. It's just, I think, his story is really like parallel to us, and and also I'm learning from him as well. I think it's, and also he's a, he's also a devout Christian,
Very
which
strong with his faith.
strong in his faith as well, and family man as well. So it resonated to us, and he's Asian. So I think that's similar as well. But there's, and of course, a lot of many
Yeah,
stories, but I can talk more about other stories, but this one is the one that really
yeah,
hit us home, and the
For
activities.
sure, yeah. I love that though. And that's the thing, that's the beauty of it, is like different times in your life where you're at, a story will connect with you in a different way. And Simon's absolutely incredible. And so I'm glad that there was something that hit you. And I'm the same with Rich Dad Poor Dad, that book. Once I read it, it was like, wait, what? There is another way. Hold on a second. So I totally relate to you guys with that one. So, one more question for you guys, and then we'll do a fun little game to wrap up. So, if you could actually, no, two more questions. One, when you're having kind of a rough moment, if you will, is there anything that you guys do to change your state? So, if maybe you just got some bad news, it's not like the crush, like the bad day, but maybe it's just a moment. Is there anything that you guys typically do to change your state?
yeah. That's part of the chapter that we did. Gratitude is really key because it shifts your focus, right, on what you. Because sometimes when we have something that is small or big, but somebody told me that you almost like put it in front of your face and that's all you see. But what gratitude does, it gives you a realize that there are other things, not just this problem that is that's in your life, and that shifts your focus and puts you in a different kind of vibration, and you can go from there, right?
Yeah, we do. I do journaling, gratitude, asking questions, thanking God in advance. Like, what am I grateful for? Because sometimes, if you're just looking at the problem, sometimes it's hard. But if you're thanking, the blessings that you have and the blessings that's ahead of you, it makes you more excited and it shifts your focus. And for me, another thing is, I call my mom or my sister to make myself feel
I love
better.
that.
That way, that shifts my energy, especially if you're having a bad day at work, or with your spouse or something, that you talk to someone else that could make yourself feel better.
I love that. And this is why it's called Burst of Brilliance, because those are two gems, right? Gratitude is so important. And I love your chapter in terms of that and how that played such a key role in helping you guys move forward and then reaching out to people. As we said, like this book is about stories, so you know you're not alone. And there are people out there, and just making sure you have a tight group of people that you can reach out to. And I always say you want people who've gone through some stuff so that when you reach out to them, that yes, they can empathize with where you're at, and they can also help and tell you, hey, there's hope on the other side. Keep going, keep moving forward. And then sometimes it's just that friend, or your, as you said, your mom or sister, you have that relationship. I'm sure they put a smile on your face when you talk to them. So, friends, if you're watching and you're having one of those tough moments, gratitude. What can you be grateful for right now? It doesn't matter how small you think it is. It's a big thing. So write that down. And then who can you reach out to, right? We all need those great people around us. So I love that. So one last question before we get to either lightning or hot potato. We'll see which game we're going to play today. If you guys could go back in time, or if you guys could speak to your younger selves, so knowing what you know right now, if you could go back, let's say 10, 15 years and just talk to Dave and Roxanne back then, what piece of advice would you give to them?
We were thinking about this, and first of all, we have no regrets. All the stuff we went through is like all, lessons that really mold us to become who we are today. But if I was to talk to my younger self, I would, you know, tell him to, don't be afraid to reach out to mentors and have associations of people that can, move you closer to your goals, to where you want to go. Because, we always heard this: you are the five people that you surround with. But when you're young, you're afraid to reach out. Maybe they're gonna say no to you. But what I found out through my journey, especially with the successful people, they're actually willing to help. In fact, they're yearning to to give their wisdom to someone. And don't be afraid to reach out, and maybe be in circles where, find someone that's been where you want to be, and just be around that, because that's the quickest path to, to your goals, right?
Yeah. For me, I think I would tell myself, don't be afraid to work hard. I think because we're young generation, I have this notion that entrepreneurs, work less, work smart. What is it? The work smart, work less, or something. But like, if I can just tell him, like, work hard now so that later on you can have, a greater life. We feel that, we could have the results faster if we did that, like, meaning to say, we sacrifice more, we did it, we delayed gratification, because during those times we travel, what I mean, like, instead of like sacrifice now and then do it later, have the discipline, to put in the work, to like, I love what Dave Ramsey says, that live like no one else so that you can live and give, like no one else
Later
later.
on, yeah.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
that's our piece.
That's powerful, though. I mean, but you guys both share extremely powerful. And one of the things I want to touch on is this book is for that younger generation as well, so that they can learn. I mean, as Dave, you said, checking out, talking to mentors. Well, you have mentors in this book that you can, and yes, absolutely reach out to people and pick their brain when you can as well, and tap into those resources. But this book is also for the younger generation, so they can learn from us. We're telling them, how could we go? I agree with you. Like, no regrets. We're at where we are at now because of the journey we've gone on. That being said, it's like, hey, learn from some of the stuff that we've gone through, and that you just get to your goals even faster. So I love what you guys shared. So we're going to go ahead, and you guys, friends that are watching live replay, this is why Dave and Roxanne are part of this book. I love those gems, and take notes, listen to it again, pick their brain, because they are just absolutely brilliant and such giving and caring people. So we're going to wrap up with a little bit of either lightning or hot potato. So I'm just going to set a 1 minute timer. Well, I'm going to get it ready to set. And so here's what we're going to do. So Dave and Roxanne, you guys have to decide who's going to call it, heads or tails.
You go.
Heads.
Oh, wait, I gotta flip it. Okay, so Dave, you're calling. Okay, so you can change if you want, or you can stay the same. I'm gonna flip it and then you let me know.
Heads.
Heads. Okay, it's tails, so that means we're playing hot potato. So the way we play this game is I'm gonna ask you guys a question, and just this is like short answer, yes or no, one word kind of question, whatever kind of pops in my head. And then once you guys answer it, and you both have to answer it, then one of you guys can ask a question right back. Okay, and we just go back and forth. And friends watching, this is just because again, I want you to get to know the people behind the pages, and I love fun is like one of my core values. So let's finish off with some fun with a little hot potato. So. Okay, let me think of first question. Favorite vacation spot?
Oh, Mexico.
Uh,
Philippines.
Philippines. Yeah, Philippines.
Nice. Okay, you guys got one back.
How about you? What's your favorite vacation spot?
Oh, Barbados. My parents were born there and I absolutely love it there. And you guys shout out for Barbados. Go to Barbados. Okay, favorite ice cream flavor?
Cheese ice cream.
Jeez, wow. For me, it's ube, which is like what is that in
Taro.
yeah, purple yam or something. That's in Filipino. It's like ube ice cream, which is purple yam color kind of thing. So
How about
Nice.
you?
Uh,
Favorite sports for you?
Favorite sport? To play soccer, to watch basketball.
Ooh,
Let me ask you guys this. Favorite food?
chicken.
chicken, chicken. Wow. For me, there's this fish sweet and sour sauce, sweet and sour fish that my father-in-law cooks. It's so good, right?
Yum. Okay, your turn.
Uh, Favorite restaurant for you?
Oh, good question. Oh, it's favorite restaurant. I'm gonna give cuisine, either Italian or Caribbean food. It's a toss-up
Okay.
between the two. Restaurant, as long as it's good, I'm happy. Okay, so we're at a minute and a bit. So last question for you guys is going to be favorite movie.
Ooh. The Notebook.
For me, is the pursuit of happiness. Yeah.
Oh, great movie choices. Love it. Awesome stuff. And friends, if
How
you're
about
watching,
your
you're running the
favorite?
clock. Oh, favorite movie, favorite movie, favorite movie. Both are great movies. I'm gonna go with Pursuit of Happiness because I'm totally drawing a mind blank right now for movies. But and friends, if you're watching, let us know what is your favorite movie. Drop it down below. You guys, Dave and Roxanne, thank you so much. You guys are just such incredible people, and I'm so honored and grateful that you said yes to contribute and never quit on a bad day. Friends, if you're watching, the book is available now on Amazon. You can also go online to the website, Never Quit on a Bad Day. Join our community. You get a free preview chapter, so you can do that as well. And we'll keep you up to date with just inspiration. We're not going to send a lot of emails. We'll just keep you up to date on future book releases as well too. And then also join the community on Facebook. You can check us out and hang out over there as well too. Take a picture with your book and post it. We want to hear from you. What is your goals? What are you working on so that we can cheer you on? And then there's also on Instagram too. So you can do that as well and tag us in your posts because we want to cheer you on. We want to cheer you on as you go after your goals and your dreams as well too. And so again, Dave and Roxanne, thank you so much. You guys, this book is changing lives. We're so grateful for the reviews and positive feedback that we're hearing from everyone. And we just want to keep encouraging you. Go after your dreams, pursue a life of happiness and joy, and just remember to be grateful along the way as well too. So thank you so much, Dave and Roxanne. Take care.
Thanks, everyone.